Welcome tonight to our TMBT Media Podcast. We're blessed tonight to be having one of our TMBT pros who is traveling to Argentina tomorrow. We have Kyle Kincey with us, who is traveling to Argentina from Tallahassee, Florida tomorrow as a part of our TMBT Argentina group. Kyle Kincey, can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Good, man. How you doing, man? We appreciate you. We understand you taking some time to get your bags and all your stuff packed. You're traveling tomorrow down to our TMBT Argentina camp, man. But we appreciate you taking the time. This is part one of your two-part podcast. We trying to get the bulk of it done because we know the communication will be kind of spiffy, kind of iffy down in Argentina with some of the places you'll be traveling, and trying to get some time down there. But we do plan on having part two of your podcast. How you doing tonight, Kyle? How you doing, brother? We appreciate you joining us, man.
Thank you down for having me, definitely. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. We're blessed. We're honored that you would take some time to talk to us. We've been planning it out and apologize. We've been trying to get you on all day. So how you been doing with your preparation, man? Tell our fans, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself. Who is Kyle Kincey? I know this is your first podcast, so tell our fans a little bit about who you are, where you grew up, and where you played high school basketball and college basketball. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, sir. Well, for those that don't know me, I am Kyle Kincey. I go by Kincey. I go by Special K, Kincey Boy. A lot of people that do know me. Before I start, though, I would like to shout out Miss Kincey. I love you, girl. You already know that. But a little bit about me, though. I was originally born in Alabama. However, I moved to Tallahassee, Florida during my younger years, where I graduated from Lincoln High School, actually. So shout out to the Trojans, 38-38. That's where I played high school basketball before going on to play college basketball for 4 years at Clayton State University, where I was a 1,000-point scorer. We won regular season championship, attended conference tournament, conference championship, national tournament, full scholarship player for 4 years. That was an amazing experience. I met some family there, teammates that I still keep up with till this day, coaches that taught me a lot of lessons that have helped me grow in my career and lead me to professional basketball. Last year was my first year out of college during the COVID year, and I was fortunate enough to be one of the few players to still be able to have a season, still play overseas during that time when a lot of players were at home. I actually was in Armenia A-League over there, and, it's actually some good competition over there, good guys. I met some good friends over there. Definitely, that was an amazing experience. Like I said, that was my first time playing professional basketball. So I can say I wouldn't say nervous. I'd just say I was optimistic because I didn't really know what to expect. Right. But being over there, you prepare for it. You work out every day. You practice. You get your mind right. And then I was over there, able to go over there, do big things with my team, made the All-Star team. Our team ended up going to the playoffs. A team that actually was in the second division and won the championship prior to me coming to move into the A-League. So that was awesome. And now I'm just looking forward to going to Argentina and furthering everything.
Good, man. That's a blessing, man. We want you to, like we said, this is part one of your two-part podcast to kind of give people an idea of who you are. We recommend that they go to your social media pages or whatever it is that you have. We want you to call out your social media handles, whether it's your YouTube page or your Twitter or your Facebook or IG. And we'll get you to shout out on whatever social media handles that you have so that the people that are listening can kind of follow you as we go along.
Yes, sir. Well, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at Keep It Kincey, Keep, Keep, It's IT, Kincey, Kincey. And as far as Twitter and Instagram, shout out to Better You, definitely a Better You athlete. You can follow on Instagram or Twitter at Better, BETTERU, the letter U, and 3 underscores.
Good, man. Good. That's we try to give our guys and our followers, our young people that follow us from our TMBT youth. We try to give them a chance to tap in with our pros to kind of figure out and to use them as inspiration, right? So whether or not we have some youth, or we have some people that are listening that are wondering, trying to get their career back on track or wondering what to do, we highly recommend that you guys tap into our current players. Kyle Kincey is one of our newer players. Recently played last year in Armenia, and was blessed to have a job during the pandemic. Most countries in South America weren't playing during the pandemic, and if they were, they weren't hiring Americans. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to play in 2020 and to be able to travel with us. Like we said, he'll be traveling down tomorrow. You guys can check in on our company as well. You guys can check in on our TMBT media on our website, which is www.miltonbellbasketball.com. You guys can check in on us on Twitter. Our Twitter is at the Milton Bell Team. Facebook is Milton Bell Basketball, the Milton Bell Team, LLC as well. You guys can tap in on IG. We have the Milton Bell Team as well on IG. You guys can also check in on some of our merch and some of our wellness products as well with our Lion Energy Wellness, hashtag Lion Energy Wellness. And so, Kyle Kincey, talk to us, brother. We're not going to keep you long, but we want us to give your listeners or give our fans a day in the life of a pro basketball player before he leaves to go to Argentina. What did you do today? What did you? That's always one of the biggest secrets. What do guys do the day before you leave? You got so much to do, so little time. And what did Kyle Kincey do today to get ready for his trip tomorrow?
Man, that's a great question. So basically,
tough question, right? Hey, tough question, brother. Tough question, man.
Well, that's a day in the life of Kyle Kincey. We wake up every morning. I personally, just for discipline reasons, try to wake up around 6 o'clock every morning. Wake up, get a good little stretch in, eat a good breakfast, and then my first workout of the day is probably around 7:30. I'm hitting either the weight room or I got my calisthenics or whatever it may be. And then I'm going to the gym, getting my shots up at around 8:30ish. Mm-hmm. After that, you want to have you a good meal, definitely get those nutrients back in you. And then what am I doing after that? After that, I actually have kids that I work out myself, whether it be with
nice,
or schools in the Leon County area.
Man. Nice, man. You're giving back on your way up, brother. God blesses people that help regardless. But when you help someone on your way up, most people help people once they get established. You're helping pull as you climb, So that's big on your part, man. It says a lot about you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what it's all about, man. The youth is the next generation. So we got to make sure that they're ready.
Correct, man. Talk to us a little bit on what you normally do on a social media level. How about YouTube pages? How else can our fans tap in with what you got going on? You have a YouTube page, of course, with your highlights. And talk to us a little bit about how you got your job in Armenia last year. From what I'm understanding, you were telling me you traveled down to a combine similar to what we're doing and showed your talent and were selected for the job. And so that's pretty much what we're hoping that you do with us. Go down and show that you're worthy of that contract and worthy of that investment that team is looking to make, man. Talk to me a little bit for those that haven't been to that part of Europe or haven't been to Europe. Talk to us a little bit about life in Armenia playing basketball.
So Armenia was cool, man. It was my first time being outside of the country in general, so it was different. But when you get there, the people, they treat you well. Especially being an athlete, they show love. They treat you well. They're good people. Unfortunately, whenever I was there, they were in the midst of a war. Right. So, it wasn't too much going out or doing too much anything. But definitely people they treated you with respect, it was never going somewhere getting mean mugged or anything like that. You know,
Right.
it was good vibes, good times, good basketball.
Good, man. And plus, like I always tell people, we as a company, because we're dealing with places that I've personally been myself, that are friends of mine, we show love first, and that's in life. You have to show love for someone to show you love back. No one's going to show you love first, especially in the United States. No one's going to show you love first. So you have to speak to people. Hello, how are you? Same thing when you go overseas. Hola, ¿cómo estás? You have to speak to people because we're in a foreign land. So that's something that you'll learn, and I'm sure you have learned. You speak to people first as an American because you are taller than the average person. You throw people off, so you have to show that, hey, I'm just here to play basketball, or I'm here in this store to buy some milk, whatever it is, man. Talk to us a little bit about growing up playing basketball, your inspirations, things, coaches that you had that really inspired you. Talk to us a little bit about your youth.
Growing up in Tallahassee, man, one thing I definitely can say is the talent in Tallahassee is it's a lot of talent in Tallahassee. But because it is a football city, a football state, Florida being a football state, it tends to be overlooked often. So that's one thing that people typically have to deal with coming from Tallahassee. But just growing up throughout as a child, elementary, middle school, high school, I had a lot of coaches that actually played the game of basketball, so they just instilled in me hard work, passion, faith, things of that nature. You get in what you put out. No one just wakes up and becomes a superstar. Right. Hey. You got to take the time to do the necessary steps to get to where you're trying to get to, and that's just what a lot of my coaches taught me while I was young.
Well, I tell you what, if it's any indication, we've had some incredible clients from the state of Florida. Shaquem Jackson from Crestview, Florida, one of our players that went down with us in 2019 and got signed, kind of the same way you did in Armenia. If it's any indication of how, I don't know, it's something about Florida players. It's like they work hard. Like I'm from Virginia. I'm born and raised in Virginia, so we're country boys, and I see Florida as being country boys. We understand hard work and we're willing to work hard, and so it's something about Florida kids that if it's any indication of your work ethic, Shaquem Jackson has laid a very set the bar very high for you guys from Florida. If that makes any sense what I'm saying. So that's a good thing, man. Talk about I always ask guys whenever they travel over. I know you young guys are into footwear and your tennis shoes and stuff like that. I asked Omar Briggs, and he said, he has some special heat, as you young guys call it, heat for the court in Argentina. What type of heat are you bringing to Argentina on your trip? What type of foot, basketball, tennis shoes, as you young guys call it? What do you guys call it? Heat, or what do you guys call it?
Just, feet, just some kicks,
Kicks, right. What kind of kicks are you bringing, man?
All I can say is they never know how I'm coming, they just know I'm coming.
Well, that's a good thing, man. We may have to give a prize for the guy who has the, we may have to give a cash prize for the guy who has the, the slickest foot apparel, man. The hottest feet pieces, as they call it. Feet pieces, man. But it's all about support and a shoe that some guys, it's good to look good in the shoe, but you want to be comfortable, especially when you're playing basketball. And if you can find a shoe that's slick and is comfortable, man, that's a blessing, isn't it? Talk a little bit about what do you prefer as far as, this is another question that we always ask our guys before they travel. Are you a Nike guy, Adidas guy? Are you a Reebok guy? Are you a Under Armour? What do you like?
You mean like as far as gear and stuff that I like to wear? Really?
As far as tennis shoes, what's your favorite pair of tennis shoes? To go to war on the basketball court. What do you prefer? What did you take with you to Armenia last time?
I got a top two.
Okay, come on, let's hear it. Okay.
So my first one out of the two, is Jordan. I'm a Jordan guy.
I like Jordan. Okay. I played Jordans back in my day. They are very comfortable. Probably the most comfortable shoe. Okay, what's your number two?
I like Houston and James for sure.
True. What's your number two?
My number two is a new brand actually that they're coming out with prototypes, so not too many people are hip to it. But it's a BU shoe, Better You. They're working on their own shoes, and being a Better You athlete.
Is it a basketball shoe or is it just like a cross training shoe?
A basketball shoe.
Okay. Okay, yes, nice, man. Yes. Nice. Well,
we'll out the first edition of those.
We'll get you to send us the link to it, and we have a Pinterest board where we try to pin up links to some things that we talk about on our podcast and on our TV shows. So we'll get you to send the link in so that those listening to our show, if they want to check in on it, they can go to our Pinterest page or to our Tumblr page, and they can tap into the link for the shoes that you're talking about. We're going to do on our Tumblr page, we're going to be doing a top 5. So I think your number 1 was Jordan, right? Okay, so we're going to be asking everyone's traveling to see what the top 5 is. So I'm curious to see whether or not we got more Adidas guys, more Nike guys, some Under Armour guys. I'm curious to see because back in my day, Nike dominated, man. I played in Jordans. I played in the foam posits, the Penny Hardaways. So we always do a segment to see what shoes are done, and we try to take, we'll be taking a lot of pictures and try to post some of the shoes that you guys are wearing. We'll be posting some of the merch that you guys will be wearing. You guys will be wearing from Argentina. We'll have some of our merch for sale on our website. So some of our wristbands and masks and all that good stuff. Talk to me a little bit. I know you weren't able to make it to Miami with us. Talk to us a little bit about your mental, right? We talk about so much about the physical aspect of playing pro basketball. I'd like for you to elaborate a little bit on your mental aspect, what you do to maintain your focus on what it is that you do, or on whether you meditate or yoga, or you have a group of people that help you stay grounded. What do you do from a mental aspect? Because as I always say in pro basketball is 70% mental, 30% physical, right? So what do you do from a mental aspect? How do you approach the game, the pro basketball game?
Mentally, honestly, I'm a big believer in my faith, so gotta have faith, and then you gotta have confidence. We don't put in all these hours getting up shots, working on our game for nothing. So it's like basically be confident in the work that you put in, and then have faith and believe that what you're supposed to do, you're gonna do.
Right. Big shout out to one of my big bros, Aaron Turner, who gave me the media game, and we call him the media Don Dada. One of my mentors, Aaron Turner, is listening, has tuned in to us. He has chimed in. He says he's a Nike guy. He's listening to the program. Aaron Turner says he's a Nike guy. If I'm understanding you correctly, you're also a Nike guy. Sounds like Jordan. Wait. Question, are you a Nike guy or you're a Jordan brand guy? Because that's a great question, because Jordan brand is separate from Nike, right? So are you a Jordan brand guy or are you a Nike guy? I got to ask that same question to my brother Aaron Turner tuning in on Facebook. Aaron, are you a Nike guy or are you a Jordan brand guy? Kyle Kincey, which one are you? Kyle, can you hear me, brother?
Oh, yeah. You were asking me or you were asking
Well, I was asking both of you guys. He's listening in to the podcast, to the podcast, to the show, but I was asking you, it sounds like you're a Jordan guy, right? Because you chose Jordan. Okay.
I'd say Jordan. I mean, don't get me wrong now. I do like some good Nike. Nike has good stuff for sure.
Okay, how about, give me your top 5. You gave me your top 2, but how about you give me a top 5? So you got Jordan brand. You got the other brand that you spoke of, what's your number 3?
So we got Jordan, we got Better You, we got Nike. I say Jordan, Better You, Nike. Top 3, top 5. We gotta throw in. Well, what other brands are there?
Okay.
I like Adidas.
Adidas. Oh, okay.
I do like Adidas. I used to, I'm a huge fan of Damian Lillard, Derrick Rose, those guys. So I actually wore their shoes.
Hey, man, big shout out to my brother, Big Crow, man. Hey, McGarry Thomas, Big Crow. John Marshall legend, man, from Northside tuning in, man. Big Crow, we appreciate you tuning in to us, man. Big Crow, McGarry Thomas from Northside. John Marshall basketball legend, man. One of my brothers I've been knowing for a long time, since I was in high school, man. I'm just tuning into our podcast. Talk to us a little bit about, so it sounds like you are a high level, you're a high confident person, you're very confident. And if I'm understanding you correctly, that comes from the amount of work that you put in. And what makes you confident for those that don't understand you, who don't understand who you are and what you do? Explain to them that the more work you put in, the more confident you are in it, if I'm assuming you correctly?
Yes, sir. It's basically, it's real simple. If you go to the gym,
very simple,
and you hit 10 shots in a row, when it's time to go take that shot in the game, you're more confident. It's just like a test, you know. If you don't study for that test and you wing it, you're saying, oh, man, I hope I make an A on this test. I hope I pass this test. But if you know that you done did the study guide, you done quizzed yourself, you done took practice tests and made hundreds on those, by the time that test comes, you already know you're going to pass it. So it's just basically the same.
Hey, man, you already know, man. You already know, and it's one of those things, man, where it's for people that understand hard work, they understand it, man. Hey, man, hey, man, shout out to my brother, Tim Jones, man, and Big Crow from John Marshall, man. Shout out to Maurice Thriller Miller, man. We got a couple of my John Marshall brothers in here. I'm Big Crow, Tim Jones, and Maurice Miller, man. A couple of my brothers from John Marshall. They tune in to listen to you, Kyle Kincey, some guys that I played basketball with in high school, and they, always wish our guys well, man, because, it's a family atmosphere that we're trying to create, and we really appreciate when our guys tune in to send positive energy and wisdom to our new guys that are trying to do what they did, man. These guys are basketball legends, man. So, how about you, man? Talk to us a little bit about, we're not going to keep you long, but I want you to elaborate. Very important that our listeners understand and hear from you what you're doing to give back to our youth. I'm huge on giving back to our youth and trying to make sure that they have what they need to succeed. That's big what you're doing at such a young age. You're giving back, trying to help some kids. Talk about that and shed some light on that in closing, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. So the name of the organization, is Better You Basketball, and basically the whole goal of it is just to better you as a person. It is what it is. It is what it says. So what we do is we offer big brother, big sister mentorship, tutoring, and it's bigger than basketball. But we do for basketball. We offer training sessions, skills development, things of that nature, just helping kids apply life skills.
Hey, man, that's what we doing, man. Big Crow, man. My brother Big Crow said I'm saying some beautiful things about me, brother. I appreciate it, man. Hey, we just trying to give back to these kids and make sure they had the things that we had. We had some important people. Talking about Kyle Kincey. I'm talking to one of my brothers online as well. We had some great coaches, man. Maurice Miller, Tim Jones, McGarry Thomas, Big Crow. We had some great coaches. Coach Callahan, Coach Pope, these guys. So it's big what you're doing, man, giving your time back. Time is very valuable, and some people take it for granted. But when you're giving back to kids, you're probably not getting paid for it. And whenever we do something for the youth, we don't get paid for it. You're giving from your heart because you remember back what you went through and what you enjoyed doing. And so You just got to remember back to what you used to like to do as a kid, and you know how to give back. Very simple, right? So it's big what you're doing, man. We are honored to have you as a client, someone who has the wherewithal and the capability, but the passion to give back, because it's a passion, man. You're not old enough to understand how giving back helps you sleep good at night, but you will the older you get. And I don't care who you help. The same way that I'm trying to help you guys get jobs in Argentina, you're trying to help some kids stay off the street or use basketball as his tool out of the inner city, as I'm sure you and I did, right? I'm from the inner city of Richmond, Virginia. I went to John Marshall High School, Northside Richmond, Virginia, inner city, right? So you use basketball as your tool to go to college, and you get a chance to use basketball as your tool or as your vehicle to get to where you're trying to get to in life, to better your life and to better your family's life. In closing, anyone that you want to shout out or anyone you want to give thank out to, some people that have been really helping you in your process, maintaining your focus. Any coaches or any of your friends, coaches, or any associates that you have, any family members?
Yes, sir. I'd like to shout out Miss Kincey, my mama, my auntie, my grandma. They've always believed in me and told me I was a superstar since I was young. Shout out to my brothers, my cousins. I love the family. I do it for the family. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my kids, Better You. We are in the building. Shout out to Tallahassee. We're doing big things on the way. And just, thankful, all glory to God at the end of the day. Because without him, none of this would be.
Yes, sir, man. Before we end up, we want you to shout out your social media on whatever it is you have, in case people want to contact you with questions about, pro basketball or workout routine or what you eat. Maybe if you have an email or you don't have to give your phone number, but if you have an email or IG or something where people can chime in and ask, hey, man, how do I get in contact with you guys to travel? How do I go about bettering my jump shot or whatever it is? We'll get you to shout out your social media one more time.
Yes, sir. So if you want to message me, contact me, talk to me, do hit me on Instagram at Keep It Kincey. That's Keep KEEP. It's IT Kincey KINCEY. And if you're interested about joining in our Better You programs, we do have Twitter. We do have Instagram. We have all the socials, and that handle for all of them is Better You, BETTER, the letter U, and 3 underscores.
Great. We want to also take the time to say thank you to Miss Levita Brayboy, one of my favorite teachers from my youth in the Richmond City school system. I want to say thank you to her for she's listening in. She's one of my mentors, one of my teachers that told me that I could do it and told me that I could be good in school and be good on the court. So we really want to say hello and thank you to Miss Brayboy for tuning in. I'm one of our favorite teachers from my youth, part of our TMBT family. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys if it was not for Miss Brayboy. So we want to say thank you to her for tuning in. Kyle Kincey, we'll leave the floor up to you, brother. We're going to be closing out here in about 2 or 3 minutes. We leave the floor up to you to close out, to say any closing comments, to talk about yourself. Kind of brag on yourself, if you will, for a couple minutes in closing. What makes Kyle Kincey the pro? Why should teams contract or offer you the deal? What makes you different? Talk about your pros and your cons. What is something that you do great, and then what would you say is something that you need to work on?
Okay. What I would say, for teams that are looking for teams that want to win, teams that want to go to that next level, teams that want to go deep in the playoffs, want to bring championships, want to build a winning program with a winning mentality, then I would definitely be a good fit for that. Things that I do believe in, you got to be a great teammate, you got to have a great atmosphere, and a lot of those things go into being a winning coach. So So that's one thing I would say for teams that are looking for that, you know. That's one thing that would separate me from other guys. Weaknesses that I would want to say that I would have to work on is I guess I would say is that I'm a perfectionist. So I like for things to be, you know, perfect. You know, nothing's perfect. You got to understand nothing's perfect.
Right.
However, the way I perceive things in my mind is you want them to be as close to perfect as possible.
I agree. Very good. We want to send a shout out to one of my mentors, Raymond Neblett, who's tuned in. Raymond Neblett from Inner City Basketball, Virginia Union University legend, JHW legend, Inner City Basketball legend, but legendary person who's doing so much to help youth. And so we talk about helping youth and chiming in, and he's right on time. He's one of my mentors that has shown me how to give back to youth and how to do it. So he's a big inspiration for me. Raymond Neblett here in Richmond, Virginia, one of my mentors who continues to guide me and show me in ways to help the youth. So big shout out to one of my mentors, Raymond Neblett from Inner City Basketball, ICB family. Kyle Kincey, we're going to let you go, brother. We need you to get your bags and stuff together. We know you got to drive down to Orlando tomorrow and then on to Houston. So we appreciate you taking your time, sharing some wisdom, and keep on doing what you're doing with the youth. Keep on pushing, man. Keep on pushing. And I'll be talking to you in the morning. And we'll send you a lot of positive energy, a lot of positive energy, lot of intestinal fortitude, man. It's going to be what you've done before. Queremos decir hola a Casey Ramos. Hola, Casey. Hola de Estados Unidos. Aquí estoy hablando por el podcast. Y qué alegría a verte, Casey Ramos. Un abrazo enorme de tío Milton y hablamos pronto. Por favor, manda saludos a la tía y el bebé tuyo. Muchos besos al bebé. Kyle Kincey, we're going to let you go, brother. We were just saying we got some people tuning in from South America, just saying our hellos and goodbyes in Spanish. And stay tuned to hear more of Kyle Kincey's Part 2 podcast from Argentina. And once again, he's traveling down to Argentina tomorrow, November 2nd, 2021. And stay tuned we will have him as a part of our Twitter live. He'll be on our YouTube. He'll also be a part of our Facebook live. And we'll have the rest of the guys who are traveling down. You guys will get a chance to meet everyone and kind of figure out who everyone is. So we'll be tuning in about another hour. We'll have another one of our TMBT pros. So for those of you that are listening live now, it is about 10:30. Tonight we'll be having two more podcasts tonight. One at 11 and one at 11:30. So make sure you hang in there with us if you're live on Facebook live with us, or if you're listening on podcast or Instagram live. Hang in there with us tonight. We're going to be up late. We got our TMBT pros traveling to Argentina tomorrow, doing our TMBT podcast tonight as part of our TMBT Las Vegas series and our TMBT Miami series as well. Kyle Kincey, we're going to let you go, brother. We appreciate it, man. Make sure you maintain focus. You're packed up. I'll be talking to you tonight. Before I shut it down, I'll be talking to you tonight, man. So we appreciate you. I'm just hanging with us, man, being the professional that you are, that I've come to know. And we're honored to have you as a client, brother. And we're honored. Just maintain your focus, man. For all of you guys tuning in tonight, on Facebook and live on our podcast, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Like we said, as part of our media blitz, we'll be back in about 30 minutes with Damian Archer and Levert Bristol as part of our TMBT Argentina combine that will be starting on tomorrow. These guys are traveling tomorrow, leaving from Florida and Washington, D.C. here in the United States, traveling down to Argentina. So stay tuned with us. In about 30 minutes, we're going to take a break, and we'll be bringing on our next TMBT Pro with us. So stay tuned with us. I'm Kyle Kincey. I'll be talking to you in a minute, brother. Thank you for hanging with us tonight, man.
Yes, sir. Gracias. Thank you for having me.
All right. All right, Kyle.
All right.